What if the toughest man in Hollywood once felt so broken he couldn't get out of bed? Behind the muscles, the smile, and the blockbuster career, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson faced battles most people never see. Depression, rejection, poverty. This isn't just a story of fame. It's a story of survival. In this video, we'll uncover the real journey behind the legend. You'll see how Johnson went from rock bottom to the rock, not through ego, but through emotional honesty, relentless drive, and the strength to ask for help. Stick around. This one will hit harder than a wrestling slam and inspire even more. Before the fame, there was fear. Dwayne Johnson wasn't always the confident, charismatic powerhouse we know today. His childhood was filled with uncertainty. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a professional wrestler who spent most of his time on the road. The family struggled financially, and Johnson moved often, living in hotels or with relatives. He was evicted multiple times as a teenager and once came home to find the padlock on their front door. These early experiences planted fear, but also fuel. He learned that stability wasn't guaranteed, and if he wanted anything in life, he'd have to earn it. That mindset would later become the backbone of The Rock, a dream shattered in his early 20s. Johnson didn't grow up dreaming of Hollywood. His first love was football. He earned a scholarship to the University of Miami and had real hopes of playing in the NFL. But life had other plans. After battling injuries and sitting behind future NFL stars, his dreams were crushed. He went undrafted. His final shot came in Canada's CFL, where he was cut after 2 months. Just like that, the plan was gone. No football, no money, no backup. He was 23, broke, living in his parents' basement with $7 in his pocket. And this was the beginning of his depression. The depression that broke him down. After getting cut from the CFL, Johnson spiraled. He describes that time as the lowest point in his life. Every dream he had was gone, and the future felt empty. He said he would cry constantly, isolating himself from family and friends. Depression for him wasn't just sadness, it was emotional paralysis. He couldn't move forward because he couldn't see a way out. And yet this was also the moment that began reshaping him. He had to sit in the pain, feel it, and face it. It's the part of the story most people skip, but it's where his real strength started. Finding a new ring to fight in. Just when things felt hopeless, Johnson turned to the one world he tried to avoid: professional wrestling. His father was skeptical. He knew how brutal the business was, but Johnson had nothing left to lose. He trained relentlessly, fueled by frustration and desperation. When he debuted in WWE, then WWF, in 1996 as Rocky Maivia, fans hated it. They booed him out of arenas, but instead of quitting, he pivoted. He dropped the smiley gimmick and embraced his true self, becoming The Rock. That shift wasn't just about branding, it was personal. He wasn't performing anymore. He was finally owning his pain. The Rock was born from rejection. The Rock didn't explode onto the scene with cheers. He was built from boos. The rejection he faced in wrestling could have sent him packing again. But instead of breaking, he sharpened. He leaned into his authenticity, started writing his own promos, and unleashed a charisma the industry hadn't seen before. He became bold, unapologetic, and electrifying. The Rock wasn't just a character, it was Dwayne's rebirth. And this time, he wasn't asking for approval. He was taking over. Using pain as fuel, not a prison. What set Johnson apart wasn't just physical strength, it was emotional intelligence. He didn't hide from his past. He used it. Every setback, every eviction, every broken dream became fuel. In interviews, he often says, "The hardest times have built the strongest parts of me." He didn't numb the pain. He learned from it. That mindset allowed him to dominate not just wrestling, but life. Pain wasn't a prison. It was his power source. He didn't pretend to be invincible. He knew exactly what it felt like to lose. That's why his wins mattered so much. They were never handed to him. He earned them all. Opening up about mental health. Unlike many male celebrities, especially in sports and action films, Johnson speaks openly about mental health. He said, "Depression never discriminates." And he's right. By sharing his struggle, he's helped break toxic ideas around masculinity and emotional silence. He's told fans that asking for help is strength, not weakness. Millions of people, especially young men, have seen his interviews and felt less alone. Because if The Rock can cry, talk about pain, and still be strong, so can they. From wrestler to global brand, after conquering the wrestling world, Johnson made a bold move into acting. At first, he was typecast, just muscle roles and action flicks. But he studied, trained, waited. Then came Fast and Furious, Moana, Jumanji, and his own production company. He became one of the highest paid actors on earth, not by playing safe, but by betting on himself. From energy drinks to fitness apps, clothing lines to tequila brands, he built an empire. But that empire was built on every failure he had faced before. The Rock brand isn't just entertainment. It's a symbol of resilience and how discipline turns dreams into dynasties. Building a physique and a philosophy. Johnson's body may be iconic, but it's not just about aesthetics. It's about mindset. He trains daily, even when filming or injured. For him, the gym is therapy. It's where he wrestles with his past and sharpens his present. His discipline didn't start in Hollywood. It started when he was broke and broken. Every rep, every set, every early morning workout is a reminder. He's not just training his body, he's training his will. He treats life like the weight room. Resistance makes you stronger. That's why The Rock doesn't just inspire fitness, he inspires fortitude. Family as his foundation. Despite his fame, Johnson never forgets his roots. He often talks about his mom, who struggled through poverty with him, and how he now makes sure she's taken care of. He's a proud father, always showing up for his daughters, trying to be the kind of steady presence he missed growing up. Family grounds him. All the money, fame, and fans don't mean anything without the people you love. Johnson's story proves that success is sweeter when you stay humble. Faith, focus, and forward motion. Johnson lives by 3 unshakable principles: faith, focus, and forward motion. Faith, not just spiritual, but faith in himself. Focus, the kind that blocks out distractions and keeps him climbing. Forward motion, always moving, even when progress is slow. These principles helped him climb out of depression, rebuild from rejection, and transform every setback into a stepping stone. He's not chasing perfection, he's chasing growth. And every day, he shows the world what it looks like to keep moving forward with purpose. The Rock wasn't built in a day. Dwayne Johnson didn't just wake up as The Rock. He built it through pain, pressure, and perseverance. He failed. He broke. He almost gave up. But he didn't. And that's what makes his story powerful. It's not about being unstoppable. It's about refusing to stay down. The muscles, the movies, the millions, they came after the inner work. His greatest strength isn't physical. It's emotional resilience. The Rock is a symbol, not just of success, but of what's possible when you face your darkest days and still rise. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson didn't just survive depression. He rebuilt himself into a force that moves millions. If this story inspired you, hit like, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to Spark Your Soul for more stories that prove resilience is the real superpower.